going to discuss about the very important topic for doctors, that is indemnity insurance policy. And we are thrilled to have with us Mr. Dhvanil Shah from Goyam Financial Services. And he's a financial expert who will share some light on this policy and why having one is important and how it can safeguard any doctor's practice. So we welcome you, Mr. Dhvanil.
Thank you very much.
So can you first tell me more about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Dhvanil Shah and I'm IRDA licensed insurance advisor and I'm passionate about this subject.
Can I know what exactly is indemnity insurance policy?
So indemnity policy is also known as professional liability policy. So professionals like you and others like medical practitioners require this policy. If there's any case of malpractices against you or any legal cases happening to you, then this policy will cover all the legal costs that arise out of this.
Okay, so how this policy helps in any safeguarding ourselves from any legal claim?
So let's take an example. So say there is a case against a doctor for malpractice or professional negligence. Then immediately what the doctor should do is they should inform the advisor or the insurance company from whom they have taken this policy. So immediately an attorney is appointed on their behalf, which will take care of legal proceedings. They will represent you in the court of law, and all the financial expenses are covered by the insurance company. So for example, there is some liability to be paid to the patient or the family of the patient. If they are found liable, if the doctor is found liable, then the insurance company will pay on the behalf of the doctors.
What exactly is covered in this?
So first of all is medical negligence, professional negligence, medical misrepresentation, then advertising. Now in tier 1 cities we don't find doctors advertising so much, but in tier 2, tier 3 cities we find hospitals advertising their doctors, and probably could lead to misinformation. Then defamation case, then any professional contractual disputes arising with the doctors and hospitals. So all those things which are covered with the practice is covered under this policy.
How can doctors choose the policy?
Correct. So the policy depends upon the specialty and the experience. So a general surgeon may select a policy with a lower sum insured. A specialty will choose a policy with a higher sum insured with better coverage. So yes, it depends on your specialty, your experience, your location, and many other aspects. So not only this, there are many other points against which your premiums are calculated.
Okay.
First of all is what is your specialty, of course. Second is how much you are experienced. Okay. So higher the experience, lower could be the premium. Third would be the location, where are you located at. Okay, that will also be a major factor in deciding the premiums.
Okay.
Fourth is what are the deductions that you are allowing. So what is deduction is basically you will have a policy which saying standard deduction of 50,000 rupees. So any claims, so first 50,000 will have to be paid out of pocket, and then the remaining amount will be paid by the insurance company. And the next is how much is your sum insured. So somebody only opting for 50 lakhs of sum insured, or somebody opting for 5 crores of sum insured, or somebody opting for 100 crore sum insured, the premiums will be calculated accordingly. So it's not a standard rule, but it depends on various factors.
So how, what points should doctor consider while choosing an indemnity policy?
Great. So generally all types of general insurance companies do provide this policy. So you can compare premiums of different companies. So you can find out which company is offering what premiums and what coverages and select accordingly. Second thing is don't only choose the cheapest one. Check the reputation of the insurance company. And as I said earlier, how much deductions are they offering? Are they offering higher deductions, lower deductions? What is the insurance coverage? And basically, you should get the claim when there is an actual claim paid out of the insurance company. So the best thing is to take an advice of an insurance advisor or an insurance expert. And for one of the major thing is exclusions. So all these policies would have certain exclusions. So that also should be taken care of before selecting the policy.
Can you explain exactly what is deductions?
So deduction is, say for example, you have taken an insurance coverage of 1 lakh of 10 lakh rupees, but the deduction is 50,000 rupees. So in case of any eventuality, the first 50,000 will be paid out of pocket, and only the 9,50,000 additional will be paid by the insurance company.
So what a doctor should do? What is the next step doctor should do if he receives any legal notice or anything?
Correct. So immediately, first thing the doctor should do is inform the insurance company that I have been served a notice. So what the insurance company will do is immediately they will appoint an attorney, and the attorney will come to you, will discuss the case, and then accordingly take the legal steps. But for example, say you have your own legal attorney, then the insurance company will do the claim intimation, and whatever the legal expenses or court fees or any other expense, financial expenses or losses that are happened, you can represent them, and the insurance company will pay you. So a doctor having this policy will be much at peace of mind and could provide better quality patient care. So it is, and the cost is not too high. It's just a fraction of the sum insured amount. So it is peace of mind and financial stability. So for example, if there is a case and say a doctor has not taken this policy, so probably the financial implication would be too high, So it's the limitation. So if he has that insurance policy, it is much better.
And are there any claims which are not covered in this insurance policy?
Correct. So apart from general exclusions, there are certain exclusive cases where these cover are not, there is no coverage from insurance company. First is criminal acts.
Right.
Second is criminal frauds or willful frauds, and the most important things is the cases which arises out of the practice area. So any claims on individuals not pertaining to your practice will not be covered in this policy. So only those who are those cases which are covered as a part of your practice, only those cases will be covered.
Okay, so regarding this, I wanted to ask you, like a group practice or a hospital, does they cover for their staff, or every individual doctor has to buy its own policy?
So it's a superb question. Yes, there is a group policy also. So doctors and hospitals and the healthcare practices premises can buy a umbrella policy to cover all the medical staff and all the healthcare staff. But some doctors would prefer to buy individual policies also, because they would be also giving services outside that premises. So a doctor would be going for various other hospitals also as a visiting doctor. So that policy which is taken by the hospital would be only covered for incidences happening inside that premises. So a doctor may choose to buy additional policy for his own additional safety.
So to be frank, in India, I think 90% of the doctors, they don't have indemnity policy, insurance covers and all that. So what do you think, over the years, has the scenario changed? Has the importance of it increased? What is your view on it?
Correct. So we have to understand two things. So why doctors are not buying this policy? Probably first would be they don't know about this policy. Second thing is they consider this as it is only for those doctors who are inexperienced or novice or somebody who has just graduated for them. But that's not the case. The legal case can happen to anybody. So that is the misconception. Then another misconception is too expensive. So as I explained earlier, you can have multiple choices and premiums differ on different parameters. So you can select what is suitable for you or what is not suitable for you. In current scenario, I would say it is very much important to buy such policy, because as I said, things have become complicated, expectations of patients are too high, and certain times is not actually the mistake of a doctor. So doctor might prescribe certain medicines to be taken in certain way for certain time, but patients, there is no control over the patients that they will continue doing so same time, and the result would not be the same which is expected. फिर क्या होता है that patient said अरे मैंने तो आपका बोला हुआ सब किया. So for example, I met one of the nutritionist. So she said that if you follow this, there will be certain weight loss in certain period of time, but you never know if they are going to follow the same thing again and again, and then they expect out of you अरे मैंने आपने तो बोला था इतने दिन में इतना वजन कम हो जाएगा, but that would not. So that would not be the case.
Plus every body is different.
Correct.
It's not necessary that your body and my body will react to
certain same thing.
Set of medications in the same way.
And doctors will have a peace of mind. So instead of thinking about अरे मैंने उसने मेरे पे केस कर दिया, I will have financial implications. So for that quality care, if they have this policy, they will be much assured कि अगर कुछ हो भी जाता है, and if I'm true to my subject, there is no botheration for me. So I think it is very much important to buy such policy.
Okay. So how does a doctor know that this X amount of coverage is enough for me, or will a financial advisor guide in that?
Correct. So first of all is the doctor from his own past experience can understand that what is the highest implication that he can have.
Okay.
So you should look at sum insured in a way is that it is the maximum amount that an insurance company will pay if there is a single claim or during the period of the policy. So say a doctor takes a 10 crore rupees insurance, एक ही क्लेम में अगर 10 करोड़ हो गया तो पैसा पे कर गया, the policy is lapsed.
Okay.
But that 10 crores is continued for the whole policy period. तो एक साल में समझो 5-6 cases हुए, and the maximum amount that would be paid is 10 crore rupees. So the doctor has to decide what is the highest implications he can have according to his practice. And of course he will because he is into that field in so much time, he will have an idea what is the general amount required. And third most important, as you said, yes, you should always speak to an advisor or a financial expert or an expert in this topic who will tell them that it is better to take a little higher or little lower sum insured, because the premium won't matter so much, but it will cover you for a longer time.
So like talking about your experience, have you faced any cases where doctor has been sued for malpractice or anything like that?
Correct. So what has happened is, I would not name them, but it is famous and it is already published in a lot of newspapers at that point of time, that a certain surgeon in certain surgery forgot some cotton balls inside the body, and he had to reoperate it. Even the patient didn't know about it, and then later when they came to know, it was not willful, but it was a professional negligence. So and then the patient was reoperated. So in that case, the whole legal fees and the reoperation cost was bear by the insurance company. Okay. Then there was a case where the patient's family was creating an havoc because of their expectations. So the doctor explained that these are the complexities and this is how it has to happen. And again, to cover all those legal fees and claims was covered by the insurance company.
Doctor takes this insurance policy. What financial liabilities are covered under this policy?
So all the legal fees, any payments to be made to the claimant, everything will be covered by insurance. And majority things that are covered is medical malpractices, professional negligence, advertising. So advertising is that sometimes the hospitals advertise on the name of doctors and could have a false implications on the patients. Then defamation cases, and more importantly contractual obligations. So right now a lot of hospitals have a contractual obligations with the doctors. So if any cases arising out of that, that will be also covered by the insurance policy.
What I understand, basically all the legal fees, lawyer fees, attorney fees, whatever court charges, I don't know what
Correct.
it is, but whatever
Yes.
all that is there. So
And your own finances protected. So if you don't have this policy, you will have to pay out of your own pocket.
Okay.
इतनी साल की मेहनत एक साथ चली जाएगी.
it was great having this conversation with you. So can you just summarize everything?
Correct. So, in conclusion, I would say that in considering today's complex times, all the doctors of all faculties should have this policy because it is going to save yourself from financial liabilities, and more importantly, it will have a peace of mind so that you can provide a quality patient care and don't worry about the other small things.
So I think all the doctors should know about this, at least, you know. I know that there are a lot of doctors who don't even know what is indemnity insurance policy. So I think this will be very helpful for them in deciding and safeguarding their practices. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I've just tried to share the knowledge with all your audience.